What's going on, everybody? Al here. Street Sense coming at you with Talkin Sense. Second episode. This is a special episode. This is our first guest coming on board. My co-host Layla.
Hi, everyone.
The special guest making his debut, the man himself, Lewis from the House of Creed.
Al, Layla, thank you so much for having me as your first guest.
My pleasure.
Honor.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure. Yes.
It's an honor, really. I love spending time with you guys, and we go way back. So I know we have a personal relationship, but also for me to appear in your show, it's actually it feels good. Love it.
Hopefully you'll be our ongoing guest. This won't be the first time we'll see Lewis.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'll definitely be around.
You'll be the first, and you'll be popping in from time to time. Maybe you'll even come to our studio, and we'll make something happen.
Love that.
Awesome. Our journey goes back 10 years. I met you in 2010, 10 years, and this is a 10-year anniversary for me and Lewis, and for Aventus. So we're gonna talk about Creed Aventus 10th anniversary. Why don't you give us the history of Aventus? You're the first guy to launch Aventus. You told me behind the scenes. So why don't you let everybody know the story?
Yeah, so we opened our store on Madison Avenue. It was December 2009.
Okay.
It took us a few months to kind of get through the kinks of opening a new store. It was a new flagship in New York City. It was very exciting. We had a lot of press, and we took off right away. And we started building a clientele, and just it was just work as usual at the Key Boutique in New York City. It was amazing. A few months went by, and Erwin Creed made an appointment to come to the store. He was gonna be in the store for 5 days. It was gonna be a Monday through Friday, and he was gonna be meeting with editors every single day for different magazines, because they were gonna debut the anniversary fragrance. Because also you need to understand that 2010 was the anniversary for Creed for 250 years.
Wow.
So it's a landmark anniversary. So this year we're at 260, you guys.
Wow.
But when let's go back a minute. So 250th anniversary. I mean, it was a big deal, right? So
2010 made the 250th anniversary, correct?
I'm sorry?
2010 was the 250th anniversary.
Yeah, it was 200. Yeah, correct. And so a few days before Erwin arrived, this big, huge wooden crate arrived. And it was wrapped in Air France stickers and wrap. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this?
Did you know what? You didn't know what was in it?
No. We didn't know what it was, and we couldn't touch it because it was going to be with the VP of our marketing department at that time, and Erwin Creed. I mean, it's company property, right? So it just kind of sat in the middle of our store. It was big. I mean, it probably weighed, I don't know, 300 pounds, this thing. It was a crate. It was a real wooden crate. You had to use a crowbar to open this thing.
Oh, wow.
And inside were boxes of Aventus, and there were boxes of Spice and Wood, because that was also the debut. And so that Monday, Erwin comes early, and we open up the crate, and he gave us a bottle, for all of us at the store. And I was really happy. Obviously, it's always nice to get
a bottle for yourself.
Yeah, bottle for yourself. This is before. Yeah, it's a gift. So this before all his interviews and all that. And I put it on, and it's nice. It was great.
Was that your first time smelling it?
That was my first time smelling it.
Okay, I thought maybe you would have smelled it prior to that.
Yeah, no. It's my first time. We didn't even have the fact sheets. I had no idea what was inside or anything. So Olivier and Erwin, when they finish fragrances, it's when they send them. They're really, it's really hard to build any kind of marketing strategy. So we don't work like these other fragrance houses that they already have a roadmap. So when this fragrance was done. This is what I'm talking about. This is pre-launch.
Gotcha.
This is months before the public even saw it.
Wow.
Right? Nobody had seen it. So obviously, you guys know our Creed atomizers, they spray really well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a maniac. So I put this thing on right away. And I've always been, a fan of fresh fragrances. So right away, I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. But I didn't really, obviously it's great, right? But I've been in fragrance such a long time, and it's hard to impress me. to be honest with you, right? So, but I put it on and I definitely, wow, like nice, very vibrant, very fresh, but there was just a lot of things going on in the store that I didn't even get a chance to really like enjoy it like that, because next thing you know, hour later, all these editors are coming in back to back. And then Irwin was introducing the new fragrance because these editors were going to write about it. It was for all the editorials that were going to come out that fall.
Right.
All right. So I didn't know the ingredient list until I heard Irwin speaking with these editors. And in my mind, I'm like, pineapple? This is awesome. And me being Latino, being from Dominican Republic, I mean, it's something that, I have a connection with. So it was just really easy, right? So I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is very unusual. And so, and really when I got home, my wife was like, that's amazing. What is that?
Was she just like, oh, what is that? Or
no. She's like, you smell really good. And the thing is about her also is because I used to, I wasn't that loyal to a fragrance, so I switch around all the time. So she's just used to that. So after a while, she just doesn't say anything. She knows I'm wearing fragrance, but she doesn't really say anything. But that day, I just literally came home from work. And it's funny because after I sprayed it that morning, I put it in my bag because it's not something that we have out. And I forgot about it until I came home. And then my wife, and then she's like, oh my God, by the way, I got this today, and she's like, oh my God, it's really nice, really nice. And I'm like, yeah, it's good. And it was just kind of like that. And then, as I started wearing it like out, then it was just like, every place I went, I was getting compliments. And I'm like, oh my God, I think we have a winner. This is awesome. And then I just started enjoying it more and more, but also because people, sorry, somebody's calling me into the line. And people just, they kept complimenting. So that, and just wearing it, it just kind of propelled into an amazing experience. And, since I felt like that, and Rodney also got a bottle. So he also was having the same experience. And we were like jumping up and down. We're like, oh my God, this is crazy. If anybody would see us from the outside of the store, we're like hugging and everything. They would get like the wrong idea. But we were really excited for the first time in a long time about a fragrance. Because I mean, so many fragrances come out every year. And me as a fragrance lover, I always, used to read about them or go see them, go smell them and things like that. And, a lot of them were flankers. And, a lot of big disappointments. A lot of the ones I thought were going to like, I wouldn't like at all. A lot of the ones I thought I was going to hate, I loved. But there was just so many fragrances during that time coming in and out that nothing really took my breath away. And not just because I worked for Creed, but it was just really something different. It landed at the right time.
For sure.
And I think it's cool, this kind of, you didn't have any expectations of it because you didn't really know what it was, what you would be smelling. And I think just that whole element of surprise just makes it that much more exciting. Versus like, to your point, you hear about things, you hear what notes are in it, and then you smell it.
Something. It was like a spontaneous.
It was a spontaneous experience, and it's even cooler that
sometimes spontaneous is amazing.
Because you have no expectations, so it just is.
And it blew your mind.
At least to me, it's more exciting now.
Right, it was a really. It was just something really different.
Right.
It was something really modern. Again, Olivier taking the House of Creed into the new millennial, still with old recipe, of technique of making fragrances the old-fashioned way as they do, through infusion. This whole infusion technique, it's a 4,000-year-old technique, and that's the secret of the House of Creed. That's what they've passed down from father to son for 7 generations. Right. So to date, 260 years, and they're using the same method. So, it all starts with really premium ingredients. They do their own extractions to capture the highest concentration of natural essential oils. And then they macerate them all together according to his formula. So really, high level perfumery with modern ingredients.
It's amazing.
That was Aventus.
Aventus just took the fragrance community by storm.
Sure.
Like, honestly, it's probably like the king of fragrances I would have to say, in the fragrance community. It's like, it just
Yeah.
blew up beyond proportion. I mean, Aventus, they have their own groups in Facebook.
Wow.
And, yeah, they have Facebook groups just dedicated to Aventus.
Wow, that's amazing.
And batch, everybody wants this batch, that batch. This is the best. That's the best. It's crazy. I mean, it is. It is.
In the fragrance world, every once in a while there is a fragrance that does come out and it becomes monumental in the sense that it's in the record books. It spawns many copies. A lot of people, because this is kind of like fashion, and in fashion it's like that. Like for example, like Montclair. They came out with 1950s kind of ski jacket kind of thing, and then you have like all these brands kind of they make their own Montclair-esque. Right. So in fragrance, that kind of happens a lot actually. And, and Aventus was just one of those, it became, really, really a pillar. It's a pillar fragrance now. It's a fragrance that you hear in every neighborhood. You can go to Beverly Hills. You can go to the Bronx. You can go to Hialeah, Florida. People are talking about Aventus.
Everywhere.
And like you said, they have Facebook groups and things like that. It's a movement now.
That's crazy.
It's really a movement. And, at the end of the day, it's a fragrance. But what does it make you feel like? And that is where the gold is, right? So it's the emotion that it makes you feel. And, when you put on Aventus, you can conquer anything. You can get an interview. You can go on that first date. You can do anything. Sky's the limit. And so when it gives you that confidence that, that it's kind of hard to get, or from anywhere else.
Absolutely. It's one thing, like you get dressed up, you feel nice, but once you put that last, touch into your outfit of which fragrance I'm going to wear, nothing feels better than that. And I think Aventus is really that confidence. It's like a armor almost. It's film of armor that comes over you.
I love that. That's great. That's a great way to put it, Layla. An armor. That I love that. Also, what Aventus has done. Aventus has captured this whole new genre of people into the world of niche fragrances. Because for a long time, you had this like group of people that were either very wealthy or they were like artists, and they were just, or just, connoisseurs and collectors that were looking for these niche perfumes, and they would wear it because, there was just a little bit special. But Aventus, captured this whole new audience, and it brought in this whole new wave, especially younger guys. A lot of young guys are, have gone from like Dolce & Gabbana to Creed.
Yes.
Yeah.
The spending power has multiplied by 4. So instead of $100, it's $400. So it's a big leap. And as these young guys come into our stores, I always like to talk to them and just kind of get their insight and why are they getting Aventus. And they tell me just everything that I mentioned, just that way. It makes them feel great. They feel confident. They feel like they have something luxurious. They feel like they have something worth their money. And
they heard about it.
That's great.
They heard about it on Street Sense. I had to throw a little joke in there. No, but seriously, a lot of my relatives, friends, family, they all wear Aventus. I mean, it's crazy because of my videos. I mean, I go to a function and a lot of people are wearing Aventus.
Well, I was someplace and we were talking, this guy and I were talking about fragrances, and next thing you know, he mentions Al and said, I bought Aventus because I saw it on street signs. I said, that's my uncle.
You want to hear something crazy? I had a guy come look at my house, to steps, construction, like a guy, give me a quote, an estimate. So he came and he goes, you look familiar. And I'm saying to myself, I don't know this guy. And I'm like, wait a minute, do you watch, are you into fragrances? He goes, I love Aventus. He goes, because of you. True story. I'm like, oh, and next thing you know, we're having a half-an-hour conversation about fragrances, especially Aventus. My wife is like, what are you guys talking about? He's giving you an estimate. And we're having this a conversation about fragrances. And Aventus, the guy loves Aventus. And he saw it on Street Sense, and that's what made him want to go and try it, and he loved it. It was like he was blown away.
Game changer.
For sure. No,
it is a game changer for sure.
I want to just say one thing. So Aventus came out, and they used pineapple. Like that's like in fragrance, that was kind of like it changed like the whole game, pineapple. Now, the last 10 years, so many fragrances have pineapple and they try to mimic Aventus. They try to copy Aventus. So many clones out there or wannabes. It's crazy. I mean, it's insane.
I mean, yeah, I mean, listen, you're going to get that. I mean, you know, it's Aventus is a trendsetter, right? So, and you know, at the moment, there's no stop in sight. It's still going very, very strong.
Oh, for sure.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There's going to be many, many more fragrances in the next year and the following year that you're going to see with some of the same kind of, you know, fragrance structure. You know, it's just how it is. You know, but I will tell you, you know, Aventus was not the first fragrance with pineapple.
Oh, no, I'm sure there was a pineapple, but for some reason, Aventus,
they captured
it
whether
brought
it was
out the pineapple.
the right amount of pineapple or the
Do you know any
ripeness of the pineapple. It just perfected it.
Can you name any other fragrances that have pineapple prior to Aventus? I really can't, but I'm sure there was.
Yeah, there was one by L'Artisan Perfumer.
Okay.
It was called Ananas Fizz.
Okay.
Ananas is pineapple in French and fizz, right? So
Did you smell it?
I've smelled it before. That one was made by Jean-Claude Elena, which you know,
There's a lot of Hermes stuff, right?
Yeah, he was the in-house perfumer for Hermes for years. He very, very good. He did.
He does a lot of transparent scents too, kind of like.
Yeah, exactly. He did green tea for Bulgari. Exactly.
Yeah.
Very. His work is like, you know, watercolor, so very transparent. So he did Ananas Fizz for L'Artisan years ago. But yeah, you know, the thing about pineapple, so if you think about it, you know, so typical ingredients that create a fresh sensation are what? Usually citruses, right? Mainly citruses, some herbs like mint and things like that, right? A little bit like green, they give you that a little bit of freshness, you know, but mainly citruses, lemons, limes, pomegranate, like all these things, right? And so the use of pineapple is it's a little bit better way of creating that freshness, because one, it gives you a little bit more facets. It has more facets. It has a spicy element as well, so you can link something spicy to that. But also, it doesn't burn up as quick as a citrus, so it stays on the skin longer.
Yeah, because it tends to evaporate quick.
Right.
Exactly. You know, these molecules are very volatile. They're very sensitive. They're very light. That's why they're on the top notes. So once they hit your skin, the minute that it hits the skin, it starts oxidizing and they fade away really quickly. So the pineapple actually has a higher flaming point. So, you know, that's why, you know, that freshness carries on pretty good with the Aventus.
Yeah, and Creed always does fresh right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that something about when you put a Creed fragrance on, just that fresh feeling. It's like, it just makes you feel good. I mean, it's like, it's amazing.
Yeah. You know, our DNA, you know, if you can classify like Creed all in one, you know, we have a slight green edge. And that's because, you know, we're from London. You know, English fragrances that have that little bit of green feel.
Yeah.
You know, where the French, you know, have that Oriental feel. You know, musk, that amber, sandalwood, spices like that.
Yeah, a little darker.
Yeah, and so so this year, so let's back to the 10-year anniversary. So so we're very happy. I mean, it's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy, you know, up and down, a lot of roller coasters. But yeah, so, you know, we're still celebrating here at the House of Creed. We just recently launched the 10-year anniversary. As you know, Al, some lucky people got one of these boxes.
Yes, I got one too right here.
And
it's in the
it's still in the crate. Okay.
So this box, as you know, this was created for our VIPs.
I mean, beautiful box.
Yeah. See, it slides open.
I mean, but you wouldn't expect anything less from such a classy company, such a beautiful company. Look at that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's talk a little bit about the box and a little bit about the label, you guys. Because it's a little bit of different label, right? So it says Aventus 10.
Right.
So I'm gonna put mine close. I don't know if you guys can see really well. But if you see the 1 and the 0, look at it closely.
Okay. You want to take it out? You can take it out.
You know what that is? You guys? It's a
tape measure? No.
It's a tape measure. That's exactly right.
Wow.
Layla, that's awesome. You're stealing my thunder. It's a tape measure, you guys.
Did I win a box?
And so it's kind of like wrapped around, right? So it's a tape measure because this is a nod to our early years when we were first tailors.
Wow.
Right? You guys need to understand that, again, we were tailors initially. We didn't, in 1760, when we started the company, we used to produce leather goods, right? And we didn't turn perfumer until 1781. So for 21 years, we were only tailors. And so this gives a nod to our tailor heritage.
Amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? So the triangles means the Aventus trilogy. That's the Aventus trilogy. So as you guys know, we launched Aventus in 2010, followed by Aventus for Her. And then last year, we launched Aventus Cologne. And so that completed the trilogy. And so, you know, it's the whole thing, right? So although Aventus is the only one that is the 10-year anniversary, you know, I actually had a customer call the store, and she asked if this bottle came in Aventus for her. She liked the bottle. And I said, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, it's the original Aventus that, you know, we're celebrating. But we'll call you in a few years. We may do something.
Let me ask you, can I ask you the magic question? People ask me all the time, does the juice smell different in this bottle?
Great question, Al. So this is the same Aventus that you love. This is the original formula. This is the Aventus that we make every single month. This is the regular. It's not anything else. It's not the cologne. It's not Aventus for Her. It's the regular Aventus, you know,
formula.
Yeah. It's just in a different bottle. Now, it's nice to get yourself like this bottle because it's a collector's piece.
Sure.
Not many were made. A few thousand were made. Once they finish, my brother, they're gone. As you know, Creed Vaults fragrances all the time. Yes. The fragrance will be available once these pieces sell out back into the regular bottle. But this is, it's being featured in our boutiques right now. We just launched 2 weeks ago. It's the same price also as your regular Aventus. So it's not that, you know, we're charging more. We you know, it was just a celebration, and we wanted for select customers to be part of it. So people who have a connection at the Creed boutiques, I'm not sure if we have any more left, but you know, if you had a connection at Creed boutique, you know, you would be able to, you should have one by now. Yeah.
And they come in this box that you see right here.
They come in the box, yes, that you have in your hand. They do not come in the acrylic box.
Yeah.
This is what was sent to our
I want all the viewers to know that it comes in this box.
Not the
It's a limited edition, and once it's gone, that's it.
Wow.
Right? That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me ask you one more thing. Do they is Aventus coming wrapped nowadays?
No.
They don't wrap.
We don't wrap Aventus.
There's no
our fragrances,
right? There's no plastic on their boxes, right?
No. So
I heard a rumor that they started wrapping the fragrances in cellophane.
No. We do have a couple items that are wrapped just because we're trying to protect the color.
Right.
Not the fragrances though. So, you know, and all these fragrances, just so you know, back in France, they're all put in the box by hand.
Wow.
So that's why there's no cellophane. If it went through a machine, that's when they put the cellophane.
Yeah, because I've seen some pictures of wrapped Aventus.
I probably would turn my nose away from that one.
Yeah. No. I just, you know, you go online, you see all these crazy things, and I saw a few pictures, and someone said something out, and it's been a while since I've been to the boutique, since everything that was going on, and I was there recently, but I didn't really like when I was there. When I came to visit you, we were just catching up on so many things. I didn't get a chance to really like investigate.
I haven't seen the new
it
new
looks
boutique.
amazing.
I can't wait.
Oh, you have to come and visit.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's wow. It's a night and day difference. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we could
just have this conversation, but in there.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely. We're going to do that soon. You know, so right now we are doing, obviously, you know, limited amount of people in the store. You know, because we have to kind of, you know, follow the state mandate. Hopefully once they start relaxing some of these rules, you know, we'll definitely, get back into the world of Creed.
Oh,
Yeah,
can't wait. I mean, I mean, every time we see you or we all link up, it's always such a
it's always a great time.
Right?
great.
Whenever we get together, or whenever we talk or we get together, it's a blast.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. So
And
love hanging out with you and talking to you. You're an amazing guy. You're like family. You are family.
yeah, likewise.
You know,
You're my brother, and you're my sister.
I tell people all the time. I tell people Lewis is he's family, and he's a frag head all the way. He's not just Creed. Lewis loves fragrances, like in general. You know,
no,
I mean,
yeah, totally.
I want people to know that Lewis is a fragrance
But
fanatic.
speaking of anniversary, can we just address one thing?
Yeah.
It's already been a year since you handed out his
That's right.
his award.
Oh,
Hey,
that's right.
Yeah, November 2nd. That's right. Send Explorer, the award. Remember that? The event.
True.
So we're celebrating a lot of anniversaries today.
And you know what? You showed up. That meant a lot to me that you and Rodney came
yeah.
and you guys were there and you were
But
on
also
stage.
a true testament to your friendship.
Oh yeah, I mean I mean, whatever Lewis, whatever you need, I'm there for you. You know that.
Oh, you too. Likewise. And it was actually great to see you up there and be honored because I think you deserve a lot of credit. I think like Aventus, you have spawned many other figures on YouTube. No, but it's true. And so you're like the Godfather up there.
Thank you.
Thank you. The event is fine.
I mean, it's been a long journey, and you know what? Lewis has been on my journey with me. So many amazing episodes with Lewis, all classics. Classics that are timeless.
Absolutely.
And they have so much meaning to me and to a lot of my viewers. You know how many of my viewers have told me your Creed Boutique and Lewis episodes that they mean so much to them, and it makes me feel really good.
I love to hear, and I love to hear that because really when people come in, I mean, we still have the same formula. We try to find a fragrance that fits in your lifestyle. We don't talk so like ingredients so much in the Creed Boutique. It's not like about pineapple and this and that. It's more about finding out things about your life, like what do you like to do, how do you function throughout the week. Right. And then we're going to try to find a fragrance that, that fits in there and that extends that. That way, it's not just a fragrance for the season. It could be a signature scent. So every time you put it on, it just makes you feel great.
Yeah.
And we really stick to that, and it's a much more fun way to really get to know the customers and they're going to cherish the fragrance. And they're going to keep coming back at the end because, it becomes their scent.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
And the way you guys handle all your clients is, amazing. I always said that. You guys truly are professionals. You make people feel so relaxed, at home,
You make everyone feel...
people could be intimidated walking to a high-end, boutique.
But it just shows you make a luxurious experience for everyone. And it makes that purchase that much more special because you're being treated luxuriously, and that is to me as a shopper, as a consumer, is so important.
Thank you. Absolutely. So. Definitely. I mean, we have a very, very high quality product. We are located in Madison Avenue. We have an extremely beautiful store, and the service really needs to emulate that, right? So it all has to be seamless in the whole thing, from the minute you walk in, the way you discover the product, the way you check out, and the follow-up. A lot of times we follow up with our customers. We want to make sure that they're happy. A couple days after they left the store, and it's not that we just forget about you. We actually send you a written note or an email, or we send little samples in the mail, and customers love that. It's a really big shock for them to receive a call from me. They're like,
yeah.
What? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I just want to find out. Listen, how was the event over the weekend? Because they tell you about all these plans. Like, oh, I want to get Aventus. I want to use it for this event. So I call them and I'm like, oh my God, how'd it go?
Yeah.
Did you get the job?
Yeah, and so then it's we build this amazing bond, and trust me, when they hang up the phone, they're like, oh my, they've never had that experience from.
It means a lot, and also to bring back to what you said, whoever it is, if it's, you know, the guy from the Upper East Side or the kid in the Bronx wearing it, everyone, when they go in there, is treated with, you know,
the same.
And even if you're not in there to buy something and you just want to smell,
Louis will give you samples.
The time and effort you put into each customer that comes in, and you're patient, because I've been in there when it gets really filled. And everyone gets this, everyone gets attended to perfectly, and no one feels rushed ever, and it's just such a nice experience, and it really does go along, because I know, again, just shopping at even other very high-end brands, just not feeling very welcomed or you know, tended to properly. So it really does go a long way.
We appreciate that, and we respect that.
You know, it was sunny over here a little bit ago. Now it's like pitch black. Let me turn on the lights 1 second.
It's dark outside.
No, it's such a great
experience overall. No, for sure.
Such a great that we don't like to leave when we go there.
I mean, we're there till closing. Every time I come to the Cree Boutique, I'm there till it closes. I can't leave. It's like
and then you have other people who come in that you just start having conversations. Whoa!
There you go.
Pineapple.
The pineapple. There you go.
That's the key ingredient. The golden pineapple.
Let's end this video with the pineapple. We're gonna have to start to wrap this up due to time restrictions.
Yes.
I mean, time flew, man. I wish we could stay talking. We could talk for another hour.
Probably.
But
you know,
let's wrap this up. How you want to wrap this up, Louis? Let you.
All right, great. So thank you so much again for allowing me to be the first honorary guest on your new show. I'm looking to sit in the co-pilot chair again soon.
Yes.
So, you know, my phone line is always open to you, Al and Layla. So, you know, always fun. And I can't wait to see you guys back in the store again. And for all you viewers at home, you know, if you guys want to stop at the Cree Boutique and smell some scents or even talk some sense, you know, stop by. We're at 794 Madison Avenue, New York City.
Thank you so much, Louis.
Thank you, Louis.
This means a lot to us.
Yes.
This is Talkin' Sense. Al, Layla, Creed Aventus, 10 years, an amazing journey. The fragrance, I mean, has done so many wonders for me. I still wear the fragrance religiously because I love it. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I wear it. It's my go-to. I mean, it's like when I go out, I own so many fragrances. I'm looking through my fragrances. What I reach for, Aventus always.
Always.
And that says something, you know?
Absolutely.
So once again, thank you, Louis, so much. This means a lot to us. This is Talkin' Sense. You'll be back for sure. We'll see you soon. Follow me on Instagram, Street Sense, Louis, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Layla.
Bye.
Talkin' Sense. We'll see you later.
Bye.